Okay, sir. We are recording. Please state the name of the police department. You may state your own name or not, but give me the name of the police department and then tell me what happened, and I'll have a few questions for you after you start.
Sure. The name of the police department is the Wisconsin Rapids Police Department. And you wanted me to tell you what happened now?
Yeah, go ahead and tell me what happened.
Okay, on the night of the 21st of August, I manage a rooming house type dealing place, and one of the tenants here was trying to commit suicide. So I dialed 911 and called for an ambulance. The ambulance arrived, and then a bunch of police officers came, Wisconsin Rapids. And when I was standing out in front there and they were asking me questions on what was going on, they asked me what happened, and I told them. I was in the middle of explaining all this. The officers just grabbed me, threw me to the ground, cuffed me, and I got a charge for obstruction. And in the process of all that, they broke my glasses. I got like an inch gash on my wrist from them lifting me up I had to go to the hospital for that. And on my wrist from the handcuffs, and they busted my cell phone. And then I had to bail myself out, which of course, I got out right away because I used my credit card. But
well, let me back up a few. Let me back up a few steps. So what you're telling me is you manage a building, and one of the residents of the building was tried to commit suicide. You called the police to get them to come out to investigate, correct?
I called an ambulance is what I did because she was stabbing herself.
Okay, she was stabbing herself. And you called an ambulance, and the ambulance got there. Did the police show up before the ambulance or afterward?
After.
Okay, so the police show up afterward, and they come over and they start questioning you. Is that right?
Yes, they asked me what was going on, and I was in the middle of explaining it to them, and the guy just threw me to the ground and cuffed me, threw me in a squad car, and I was arrested for obstruction.
And this is while you were cooperating with them?
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. I mean, because there was no crime committed or anything like that. What it was this woman's been in and out of we got this place here in Wisconsin called Norwood, the mental health facility, and she's been in and out of this place a couple of times, and for the same attempted suicide and all of that. Well, on top of that, I got four eyewitnesses to the whole thing, plus the dashboard cams, and the woman that was her name is Teresa Murray, that was committing suicide. She'll be the fifth witness because.
So let me make sure. Let me make sure I understand this properly, so I have the whole story. This resident of your building has mental health issues, was attempting to commit suicide, had stabbed herself. You call an ambulance. The ambulance arrives. The police arrive shortly thereafter. You're explaining to them what took place, and without any reason, they pick you up, slam you to the ground, and handcuff you.
Yes, exactly, just like that.
Okay. And did you offer any resistance?
On dashboard cam.
Oh, do you have a copy of that?
What's that?
Of the video?
Camera?
Yeah, the video from the dashboard. Do you have a copy
of
it?
They won't even talk to me.
Okay. All right, well, let me just stop you there and tell you what my assessment is as an expert. And as I told you, I'm a federal court qualified police misconduct expert. There's no charge for what we're doing right now, and I can tell you you have a very serious complaint, no doubt about it. The complaints I would start off with would be unprofessional conduct, excessive force, and based on what they wrote in the police report, or depending on what they wrote, I would probably include an allegation of writing a false police report, which could be a felony or a misdemeanor in your state. I certainly recommend that you contact the United States Justice Department, that you contact the Attorney General's office in your state. The Attorney General's office will not really take a role in it, but it's important to notify them anyway. And the other thing I would recommend is that you don't simply file your complaint with the police department. I would recommend that you contact the mayor's office or other city officials, because based on what you're telling me right now, there may be a cover-up underway in terms of the police trying to get rid of that tape, not releasing it, or claiming that it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay?
There was no crime committed.
Well, that's what it sounds like. That's the worst part of this. But unfortunately, sir, I take in several hundred complaints a month or every few months,
Oh,
and everybody we talk to has a story, but some are worse than others, and yours tends to be on the worst end because you weren't doing anything, and the police had no reason to contact you in that manner.
I'm the one that called, not the police. I called an ambulance.
Exactly, exactly. Well, here's another question I have for you. Did you get a copy of the actual call that you made to the ambulance company?